Okay. It's been a little while. Welcome to the channel, Building Business in a Booty. We are over halfway through the year, and the past almost 2.5 months have been really cool. In March, late mid-March, I took a step back from my relationship with my coach. So I have been flying more solo, which I haven't done in a long time. And this is the first time I felt really prepared to do it. I had some different processes and routines and exercises and things that I wanted to practice on my own. So I wanted to practice them, and it wouldn't really make sense for me to have her writing my plans and my programs if there are things that I want to try and experiment with, like what happens when I incorporate this type of workout for 6 weeks, or what happens when I incorporate this type of macro structure. And because this is a big part of what I work with women on and coach them in, is not only exercises in the gym, but also food and nutrition, habit building. One of the ways that I do that is through macros. And I have a huge importance on the micronutrients as well as the macronutrients. So I do specialize in gut health, digestive health, overall hormone health. And for all of that, we also have to pay attention to not just hitting like proteins and carbs and fats, but also making sure that we have iodine in our diet, and we're using fresh herbs to get minerals, and we are using, like nutritiously sound food more so than having a batch of like donuts every day to meet your carb needs or whatever. I'm not saying donuts are bad. I enjoy them as well. And also, realistically, you're going to feel better and operate better if you don't eat a donut multiple times a day, every day. So, since early May, I have been on a really cool macro structure that I have been experimenting with for a little while, and I finally, just really dove into it. And with my over close to 10 years now of experience with all of the health and fitness lifestyle and going through multiple fitness competitions, this type of cutting phase, we'll call it, was very different. And so I wanted to hop on here and create this video to talk about it a little bit more, because I feel like, and what I see from in my experience as a coach, and also as someone who is coached or gets coached, has coaches, and being in the fitness competition world for a long time now, it was a really cool experience, and I found it much more effective without so many more repercussions. But what I see a lot is that women see the fitness competitor and they assume that it's I think I'm nervous, and I think I'm about to ramble, so I'm just going to rewind for a sec. In the fitness competition world, there's a lot of rigidity. There's a lot of go all in, because it is a intense process, and it requires consistency and near perfection with hitting all of the macro needs, with hitting your cardio needs and your NEAT needs and your rest needs and your lifting needs, and all of the stuff. And I love the process, and also I got in the habit of having that be a big part of my process when I wanted to work on my own physique. And it was like I didn't have the space and the time to do a prep, which is why I wasn't doing a prep. So to put myself in a situation where put myself in a routine that mimicked that of prep, even if I'm not going to, is just unrealistic to the rest of my life. And coupled with working. Oh, I keep tapping this table. If you see it shaking, that's why, because I'm rocking down here back and forth, and I keep hitting the table. So my apologies. But I noticed that all of that rigidity was not leaving me room to live my life, and that's also part of why I didn't want to do prep. So I needed to find a way to match my like just create something around what I was able to do. Because another thing that I talk about all the time with my clients is your 100% is going to look different every single day, and sometimes your 100% today is 85 of what your 100% was yesterday. Sometimes it's 35 of what your 100% was yesterday. And it's not that you have to put the same 100% in every day. It's that you have to put your 100% in every day. Do something for it. And putting myself at an unrealistic expectation of having this checklist that I needed to complete every day to get these goals and achievements was also not great for my mental health. I think this is also a big part of the conversation that I have, is how much conversation goes in our brain about what we did or didn't do this day, and what we did or didn't get accomplished, and kind of puts a checklist for tomorrow. And then all the stuff that we didn't do, we start to shit talk ourselves, and it's a really it's a lot of a cluster in our brain, and it's not fun and it's not helpful. And for a long time, it's this bully, this negative self-talk of you're so lazy, or we didn't get this done, and it's because we're this way, and this is a problem, and we're going to do it tomorrow. And it just like builds up this stuff that used to maybe at one time help motivate us to keep going, but it doesn't work anymore. So to help all of this, I restructured my whole macro plan, and it was amazing. And so I also am, side note, going to be running another one, but this time I really want to include all of the women that are interested in learning about or how to use macros if you don't know how, or use them in an efficient way that allows you to also live life. Because the truth is, I have a job at the hospital, and I have my business, and I have in-person clients, and I have people I love and I want to spend time with, and I want to not miss out on any more of things, so having something that allows me to still meet my physique needs, or meet my physique goals, and meet my health and fitness goals that is realistic with my life, looks like going from working out 5 to 6 days a week to working out 3, and 2 of them from home. And realistic looks like going from a 12-week constant decreasing of macros, or decreasing of calories, to having a structured set of checkpoints and meet points, and having the days where I let myself have a donut. And this is such an amazing experience, because not only did I lose 10 pounds, but as someone who also has been in the fitness world for a while, being lean and always having abs showing and having like definition places is a really big thing. And yes, it is also important to show that we practice what we preach or what we teach. But also, when you're in it for so long and your brain starts to have really contorted thoughts around any kind of fluffiness or different physique changes that are a little softer, those were my cues that I needed to step back and get really comfortable with being in my skin, whatever that shape is. So I have spent the last couple of years just working on hitting micronutrients in my macros, and doing more of my life things, and letting my body soften, and listening to what it wants to do and how it wants to move, and if it wants to sleep or if it wants to jump rope. And it has been a really wild experience, and it was very cool. It was a very healing experience, and I learned a lot from it, and I'll probably do another one. It's important to go through the phases of learning, being okay in the skin as it gets a little curvy or gets a little softer, and also as it like appreciating the work to then shift the physique again. And that's kind of where I was at, where it's like, okay, like I'm comfortable here, this is cool. And now I've also been coupling it for so long with a muscle building plan. I really want to see what's underneath. And if I try and do it really intense in a way like I would a bodybuilding prep, I'm not going to, because I don't want it that bad. And I've done it for a while. I want to do a couple more shows. I think I have 2 left in me. I'm going to wait a little longer still. And on the way to that, I just want to see where we're at things. So I'm going to do it in a very long-term way, because I think this is another thing that I have a lot of conversations about, are expectations. And the thing about expectations is that we are setting ourselves up to have like, okay, if everything goes perfect, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then this is going to happen, and then I'm going to do this, and like we map it all out, right? And then we get a little like monkey wrench in there somewhere, and our brain goes sideways, and we have to recalculate, and it's a mess. And that's usually when we stop, or when we feel like we get sidelined or plateaued or whatever it is. And this is what I wanted to avoid. So I lost 10 pounds in my first little sprint of this. I feel great as far as my body and my mind. Some more reflections are, I really feel like my calories dipped for a little while, but I felt good on it. It really didn't mess with my brain space, which was great. I never lost my cycle. My cycle was fine the whole time, which is also awesome, because in fitness competition prep a lot, show prep, you tend to lose it. And because you get so lean, and you get so lean so fast. And so that was neat. So I am going to be doing another one. I'm going to be, I'm setting up the dates now. And it looks like early August is when I'm going to be starting, which means, and I'm going to do it, like I said, I'm going to do it in a group, like a challenge form. So I think we are going to do a cash prize for just the most consistent, with tracking, because the whole point of this is to kind of learn more about the actual macro tracking, and also building consistency in the habit. So even if you don't necessarily hit your macros, learning how to track them and how to structure anything, if you want to build muscle, how to increase your calories, or if you want to, lose some body fat, how to structure your diet plans, or your cut phases, as we call them. So if that is something that you're interested in, I want you to go to my Instagram, send me a DM, comment here, and I will get you the info. But yeah, so dates start in early August, so they're going to end right before Thanksgiving, so you'll be just in time to know how to navigate Thanksgiving and whatever holidays follow for you. Because also, I'm not promoting macro tracking in a way that is obsessive. If obsessiveness is something that comes up, it could be a time to take a break or have a conversation around why we are feeling so rigid about, maybe not rigid, why we are feeling so strongly about it. That's a whole nother discussion. My objective here is so that you learn how to, like, what your actual amount of food looks like. So for me, when I got out of working with meal prep coaches or show prep coaches that had me on really, really low calories, it didn't register to me what real nutrition looked like. And so, like, a real plate of food for me. So I went from eating like 1,500 calories to 23. And I'm at 23 right now, and I feel really, really good. And I'm not saying you should jump on 2,300 calories. I'm saying let's set you up with what your macros are so that you learn them, so that you learn, oh, I work better with higher carbs or higher fats. I like the way I feel better when I eat this way, or when I have this amount of calories. Like, let's build that habit and the structure and build your knowledge in how to do this. So again, if this is something you're interested in, we're going to start early August, and I would love to have you along. So get in touch with me, comment below, or hit me up on Instagram. My links are in the comment section, and let's go. Let's do this thing. So if you have any other questions, I would love to say I'm going to get on here every other week. It's probably going to be once a month. We're going to shoot for a little more consistency on here. But I feel like this is a really exciting process and a really exciting new piece of my journey, and I feel like it will be really helpful to a lot of people, and maybe that's you. And if it is, awesome. I'm glad you're here. And if you know someone who this would also be helpful for, please send this to them. I would love to have as many conversations with as many women as I can about this. And on that note, I hope you have a fantabulous day, and I'll talk to you soon.